Have you ever felt like you're drowning in anxiety? Like your emotions are so overwhelming that somehow you're trying to come up, doing everything to just manage your emotions, reduce your panic attacks. But for some reason, you're drowning even further. The anxiety is killing you, your emotions are overpowering you, and you see no end. Have you ever thought that why this happens to you? Why just like a normal person is killing it in life, is doing everything as a normal person, but at the same time, you are just spiraling down. You're just drowning. You're not being able to come up. I'll tell you why. In one day, our brain, this brain of yours, processes 74 GB of information per day. That is approximately, just to put this in context, 16 movies in a day is what your brain is watching every single day through, social media, through information, through people's perspective. You go somewhere, you meet a person, and they give you information. Our brain processes 74 GB of information per day. This can be from anywhere, by listening to them, by seeing your people, by seeing your friends, by seeing people online, by reading news. You start setting benchmark for yourself. Ki boss, itna to we have to achieve. Like, you have this inner belief that itna to you should be achieving. And this benchmark with all the information you keep getting from social media, from news, from people, you start setting these benchmarks. New information, you again set a benchmark. Again, a new information, again set a benchmark. Again, a new information, you again set a benchmark. So you keep this benchmark set for yourself, that we have to achieve this. If we don't qualify for this, we are not meant to be here. But at the same time, you don't realize it's just because you're drowning in emotions and comparing yourself again and again. You are somewhere here. You're trying very hard, taking massive actions every single day just to meet this benchmark. Do you know why do you have these anxiety, these panic attacks? Just because of the distance between the benchmark and your current state. Because now there's a benchmark which you have set for yourself based on the information and where you are, and this gap seems impossible to cover. No matter how much action you take daily, day in and day out, to sort your emotions, come out of anxiety, to come out of that panic attacks, to come out of those palpitations, you keep drowning further and further. This keeps going down just because of the sea of emotions you're having, and keeps pulling you down. And the benchmark, and this difference between your benchmark and you just seems to keep increasing and increasing, and this is what causes anxiety. Because then after some time you feel that you don't deserve to be existing in this world. You're good for nothing. You are not meant to be here. You can't compete. Somehow you blame yourself that, I'm just stupid. I'm just an asshole. I am not meant for it. But let me tell you one thing here, and I want you to write this down. If you're taking massive action, see, you take massive actions again and again, day in and day out, come out of anxiety. You do everything in your capacity, everything in the best possible in the world to come out of anxiety, and you take massive actions. But what if you just shift this massive action, input this massive action to a new benchmark, which is set as per your standards, your information, your knowledge, your skill set? The only way, write this down, the only way you can kill it in life and make it in life, is by setting a new benchmark. And when you take massive action, massive shifts, you keep setting goals basis this benchmark, in no time you surpass this, and you are here. Again, new information, new skill set, new creativity, new massive actions, and you set benchmark higher. It keeps going higher, higher, and higher. But only if the benchmark you set is not on the basis of outside information which you get from the outer world, but when you seek your inner world. When you get clarity about what you want, your skill set, your creativity, your knowledge, your beauty, that is when you truly kill it in life, no matter what. That is when you truly become successful. There's no other way you can win here, just because you'll keep drowning, drowning, and drowning and spiraling even further down. Question here is how to set this new benchmark. I know you want to kill it in life, and I am here to tell you that you have all the capacity in your control, everything in your control to make it big. But only if you start setting benchmark for your own self. The reason you were drowning in emotions is because you're constantly being emotionally overloaded. Whatever information came, you didn't filter it out for yourself. All you said that, you know what, I can't achieve this until the time I'm not being able to achieve this. I will suppress, I will distract, and I'll avoid facing life. You overloaded information. You kept overloading your mind with information, information, information. It kept getting heavier, heavier, and heavier. And you never released. If you would have released, you would have easily come up or taken a massive action to set a new benchmark for yourself. But you didn't. You just suppressed, you just avoided, and you just took in all the information but never released. You piled up your emotional debt until it flooded your mental system, it flooded your emotional system, and became impossible. This gap became impossible to cover. That is when you have panic attacks. That is when you have anxiety, when the benchmark looks too far away or too up to even achieve or even think of achieving. It's too beyond your control. So if you really want to now set a new benchmark for yourself, which you're gonna make you super successful and super happy and super promising in life, you need to sit with your emotions. That is when you can take this massive action. And how do you do that? You start with feeling the emotions you're feeling, not distracting, not avoiding, not suppressing anymore, but feeling it within yourself. You can't heal what you can't feel. Write this down. You can't heal what you can't feel. If you don't feel what you're feeling when the information is getting flooded, there is no way you'll be able to release it or filter it for your own mind. It's very important to do this for yourself. So start with naming the emotions, naming what you feel when you suppose somebody said that you can't make it in life, or somebody had a new car. You feel jealous, right? You feel sad, you feel emotional, you feel dejected, whatever it is. But you need to name what the feeling which you're feeling, name the emotion you're feeling. Feeling of anger, feeling of distress, feeling of dejection. Accepting the emotion separates you from the feeling of the emotion. You are no longer within the storm. You now start observing it from outside. That is when you truly detach yourself from the outcome of the information. Once you have named this emotion, I want you to feel the emotion without judgment. You're not going to say to yourself that, you know what, why am I feeling like this? Why am I comparing myself? I am useless. I'm meant for nothing. No. You're going to now feel the emotion without any judgment. Sit with the feeling whenever you have certain kind of emotions. Sit with the feeling, breathe it. You feel the lump in your throat, or you feel the heaviness in your mind, pressure in your brain, or the tightness in your body, whatever it is. I Whenever you feel this, I want you to sit with it and breathe into it. Accept how you're feeling. Feel what you're feeling. Your most intense of emotions dissolve in 90 seconds if you don't resist them. Write this down. Your most intense emotions dissolve in literally 90 seconds when you don't resist them. You don't try to ignore your information, ignore your mind, ignore whatever you're feeling. You feel it, you accept it that, okay, this is what I'm feeling, and you breathe into it. Once you have felt the emotion, now we release the emotion. We no more long suppress it in our hearts, keep it in our minds. You want to scream in the pillow, or I don't know, bang your head on the wall, hit your hand on the wall, whatever it is. I used to throw away things. I literally used to throw away things. And people used to say that, what dramatic you are, what natak are you doing? It's not dramatic. It's of the way of you releasing your emotions, releasing the intense pressure. It's not dramatic. It is called being free. You want to cry your heart out, journal your thoughts, break things, whatever it is, decide for yourself, but you're going to release it until and unless you feel free. Once you have named the emotion, felt the emotion, and released it completely, now is the time to take this massive leap, massive shift into the new benchmark which you're going to set for yourself. I want you to ask this whenever you're sitting with this activity. I want you to ask this to your honest self, that what unique emotion, experience, or story you have within you which makes you unique. Be mindful. I'm not talking about what career you have unique, what skill you have unique, because all of this is just a matter of time. If you commit to your new benchmark, you will learn whatever the skill is required for you to meet your new goal. But what truly makes you unique and is going to decide your career trajectory or emotional trajectory is what unique emotion, who you are at your core, experience, your life experiences, your life stories that you have experienced which makes you unique, because this will set your new benchmark. This will be your emotional home, your North Star, which will determine how you feel when information comes to you. And in no time, you'll be able to filter out all the information which doesn't serve you anymore. And you will be able to pinpoint that this is the information which is useful for me, and hence I will take it to judge myself, benchmark myself, and compare myself. And soon you will find your own people. There will be no more random people you will be comparing yourself with. There will be just you and your few handful of people who you want to compete with. And I can promise you this, that if you truly figure out your emotional story, your unique experience, you will outrun your competition in no time. But you need to stop drowning and start surfing your emotions. If you repeat this every single time your emotional overload hits, you train your nervous system to stop drowning and start surfing. Things will stop bothering you after a certain point in time. That is how strong you would become. That is how resilient you will become. That is how all big people are literally surfing the emotions. The anxiety is not unique to you, everybody has it. The difference between you and them is how they surf their emotion. You drown currently, you drown. Where you need to move to is learn how to surf your emotions, because when you change your benchmark, you don't win by competing in the crowd. You win by standing tall in your own uniqueness. You change your benchmark and you absolutely flip your life. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you really love this video, please share it with someone who you think needs to hear this the most. Because this is intense. This is what every anxious person who's literally drowning in emotions needs to listen and hear and get and absorb. So if you know somebody, or if you are that someone, please, please, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, concerns, struggles, please drop them on my Discord server or my Discord channel, and I will give you a response. Let's have a chat there. Till then, I'll see you soon with another new video, another new information, another new technique to serve your emotions and to win in life. Till then, thank you and bye bye.